Lie on your side with your feet slightly in front of the body. From here, top leg, toes reach long, rotate from the hip so that the top of the foot faces the ceiling as the knee comes up and back, dragging the toe, then push the heel to the ceiling and return back down heel first. So really focusing on that rotation through the leg to have the knee pointing up towards the ceiling and the control of the movement, getting it as high up, that foot as close up to the hip as you can before pushing the heel to the ceiling and then pushing the heel away to come down. So the rotation through the leg is what you want to keep an eye on, and make sure that the hips are staying completely still. That leg is rotating inside the hip rather than the hip itself falling back. Now you will feel like a baby elephant with wayward legs when you first do this, because it's all about the control that we've got through the little muscles in the hip. So don't worry if that's what it feels like. You just need to persevere with this and with the other exercises that I'm sharing, and you'll feel a huge difference really quite quickly in terms of activating those muscles and increasing the control that you have over the hip and over the leg. So keeping the knee pointing up towards the ceiling, controlling the lift and controlling it back down. Just one more this side. Push the heel up and push the heel away. Lovely. And then we'll spin round and do the same on the other side. You'll probably feel a bit of a difference between the amount of control that you have on one side versus the other. Totally normal. So top leg, toes reach long, rotate from the hip so the top of the foot faces the ceiling, and then drag the toes with the knee coming up and back, slowly with control, and then the heel comes down first. So really focusing on keeping those hips completely still and having all of that movement inside the hip and from the leg. And really focusing on keeping that knee as open as you possibly can. It may feel like you can't really get it that far open, you can't really point it towards the ceiling when you first start. That's exactly what we're looking to strengthen. So don't worry if it feels really quite tricky, and it is really normal for it to feel different on one side than the other. That's exactly why we do this, because the different sides of our pelvis and different sides of our seat quite often have opposite muscles activated or inactive. So it will mean that the leg actually moves a bit differently on one side than the other, and that's exactly what we're looking to correct by working them one at a time. So we'll just do one more. So really lifting that knee up towards the ceiling, dragging the toe up the leg, and then push the heel up to the ceiling and back down. It's also a really good one for opening up through the front and the inside of the hip as well. So a great all-round exercise for our hips and seat.